Hello and welcome. This is Kathleen Lovito, and I will be your host for today's webinar entitled 5 Smart Questions to Ask Your Mortgage Lender. Joining me today is Amanda Albertson Lucas, Military Mortgage Advisor for AAFMAA Mortgage Services. This monthly webinar series is brought to you by AAFMAA Mortgage Services LLC. We are a wholly owned subsidiary of AAFMAA, offering a full spectrum of mortgage products to the military community. Currently, we conduct business in Alabama, Arkansas, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Nebraska, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Oregon, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Virginia. And we will continue to open offices in states across the country. The AAFMAA Mortgage Services team consists of state licensed loan officers. Among all of our professionals, we have decades of both military and industry experience. We are an equal housing opportunity lender, and for your record, our NMLS is 1423968. As a wholly owned subsidiary of AAFMAA, we operate with the same values and priorities of our parent company. AAFMAA stands for our American Armed Forces Mutual Aid Association and is the longest-standing not-for-profit association that empowers military families with affordable financial solutions. We accomplish this by being the premier provider of financial planning, investment management, and trust services for the military, not-for-profit. This presentation is educational. It is for general information only and is not specific investment, legal, or tax advice for any of you individually. Do not rely on this presentation alone to guide your home purchase decisions. Since each individual situation is unique, the type of loan that benefits you the most will not necessarily be the same as another current or former service member. For individual advice, please contact us directly. We produce this webinar series in-house with our own professional staff as a service to our members and to help them better understand the resources available to them. I will now go ahead and turn it over to Amanda to go over the agenda.
Thank you, Kathleen. Today we will be going over 5 smart questions to ask your mortgage lender. Those 5 questions are: how long have you been in business and what is your experience? What are the loan terms? What are the loan fees and what will be included in the loan and what will be charged to me? What is the loan process? And how do you prefer to communicate? So now we will go over each one of these in detail. The first one is, how long have you been in business and what is your experience? You'll want a lender who's been around for at least 4 years. Be sure to check with the Better Business Bureau and the state accreditation agencies to see if there have been any complaints and also to verify their licensing. Just as important, make sure the lender has experience with your specific type of loan. For example, if you're a service member or a veteran, you'll want to choose a mortgage lender who is knowledgeable about the VA loan program. Number 2, what are the loan terms? This is probably one of the most confusing for some and also the most important. Be sure to ask questions about the interest rate, the annual percentage rate, which is also known as the APR, and if needed, private mortgage insurance, the type of loan, and the loan term. The Federal Reserve does not set the interest rate for mortgage loans. The interest rate follows the yields on the 10 or 30-year Treasury notes. The yields respond to market demands. You will want to ask the lender if you're able to lock in a rate and for how long. If it will take the lender 35 days to close your loan, a rate lock that lasts only 30 days is not going to be long enough. The APR is a complex calculation that reflects not only the interest rate, but also any points, mortgage broker fees, and other charges that you pay to get the loan. If a lender quotes you an adjustable rate mortgage, which is also known as an ARM, you should ask them the following questions. How often your rate could change? What is the maximum amount it could change within any year? What's the highest possible rate you could be charged, known as the rate cap? What benchmark interest rate, known as the index, is used to determine the changes in your rate? And also, what amount of additional interest, known as the margin, will they add to that index rate to give the final interest rate that you will pay? You'll also want to discuss the loan term. Loans with a 30-year payback term could offer lower monthly payments than a 15 or 20-year loan, but they could have higher interest rates. A shorter term means you're paying off the principal faster, so you'll pay a lot less in interest over the life of the loan. The loan type is important too. Your lender should go over all loan types, including conventional, FHA, and VA loan options with you. If you'll qualify for a VA loan, it's often the best option. An experienced military mortgage advisor can let you know for sure if the VA loan is right for you. You should ask about private mortgage insurance, PMI, and if you will have to pay for it. PMI is insurance you buy to protect your lender from the possibility that at any point you won't be able to pay your mortgage. With conventional loans, if you don't put down 20%, you'll have to pay for PMI each month. With VA loans, there is no PMI. Again, your military mortgage advisor can go over these options with you. What are the loan fees? What will be included in the loan, and what will be charged to me? The cost of your loan is determined by several factors, including your loan terms, whether it's 15, 30 years, etc., your credit score, and the loan type. Some lenders will advise a low rate, but in the fine print, you'll have to pay additional upfront fees to the lender, which are known as points, at close-in to get that rate. A point is equal to 1% of your loan amount. For example, you're shopping for a $300,000 mortgage and your lender quotes you an interest rate of 4%. However, they will lower your rate to a 3.5% if you pay 2 points, which is $6,000 at close-in. Also, please note that your lender must provide you with the loan estimate 3 business days after they have a completed application, and the closing disclosure 3 business days prior to closing to help you understand your fees. Those time buffers allow you to compare costs and ask your lender about any discrepancies. What is the loan process? Be sure to ask up front how the entire application to close loan process works with each lender. Understanding the timing, what will be needed from you, such as providing documentation on income and assets, and the steps required to get approved are very important. If you are getting a mortgage to buy a home, the process will vary from a mortgage used for refinancing your existing mortgage. How do you prefer to communicate? You never want to be the last person to know what's going on. Ask the lenders how they prefer to communicate with buyers and see if that works for you. Do you prefer text messages, email, phone calls, a combination of those? You'll want a lender who's eager to communicate with you in the way that you prefer. Please note that no PPI, which is your personal private information, can be communicated to AAFMAA Mortgage Services via text or email.
Thank you so much, Amanda. That was a really informative presentation. So if you had any questions during that presentation, or if you think of something later, please don't hesitate to reach out at mortgage@afma.com, or you can email Amanda directly using the information on this card here. Her email is alucas@afma.com. And just a few disclaimers to be mindful of that we covered at the beginning of the presentation. And we want to thank you so much for being here with us today. Please don't hesitate to ask for help whenever you need it. We do this every day for our military community, and it is our pleasure. This weekend, you'll receive a follow-up email with instructions on how to access a recording of this presentation. And you can always register for future webinars and review past webinars at afma.com/webinars. If you found this information useful, we encourage you to please share it with your friends and family. Our membership grows stronger every year because you introduce those in your military community to AAFMAA. Thank you again to everyone listening. We look forward to our next opportunity to assist you.